Yeah.
Yay!
Gorgeous.
I want a bigger dais. It's so short. Thank you so much.
Chris, you were saying this
Do I have to
Captain.
stand in front of one of these?
One
Or
of
should I
you.
stand
You were saying this Captain Kirk is a little different than the one from the last film. How
Yeah.
so?
Well, in the first one, you know, he was a kid, and I think he got the captain's chair because of circumstance and not necessarily because he earned it. It just happened to kind of go that way. And in the second, in this one, I think he really has to earn the chair. And in earning the chair, he has to come to grips with his strengths and his weaknesses, and his weaknesses become very, very apparent, and they become reflected back at him with our bad guy John Harrison, who's this really kind of awful terrorist, in that he's both violent physically, but also he's a powerful psychological warrior, and is able to bring Kirk to his knees, and all the things that I think James Kirk thought were his strengths become flipped, and he doesn't know what to make of himself, and I think that's a strange thing for Jim Kirk, who's usually very obstinate. He's a stubborn, headstrong, confident, arrogant man, and I think in this it's just he sees all the vulnerability in his own character.
Can you talk a little bit about what Benedict Cumberbatch brought to the set in terms of how you affect?
Yeah, I mean, you know, as everyone's becoming aware, Benedict is a tremendous actor, and I think what's interesting between us is that his character is he brings a scalpel-like precision to his character. He's very kind of cold and clinical. He's almost this robot of destruction, and Kirk is this kind of passionate, bullish. He's like a bull in a china shop. So to see these two characters together, this man that doesn't have to he doesn't have to show his strength, John Harrison, and then you have Kirk, who's again, I think is trying to overcome the sense of vulnerability by trying to prove himself. I think it's very, very interesting. Benedict is he's just got a tremendous craft, and I mean his voice alone, I wish I could narrate my life.
Was it
Chris, did you already meet the other Jack Ryan?
Pardon me?
Did you already meet the other Jack Ryan?
I met Harrison Ford really briefly on the first film, which was, I mean, for any I don't know if I've been as starstruck as I was when I met him. He's a lovely man from the little that I got to talk with him. And Alec, I know a little bit from doing the voice work for Rise of the Guardians, and I love Alec. He's the kind of guy you want at a dinner party all the time. He's got stories and stories and stories, and but it's quite something to be a part of that lineage. And I know Ben Affleck a little bit, and he's a wonderful guy as well. So I feel very honored to be a part of that story.
Last question. You seem to be really into action movies in this stage of your career. What to you makes a good action movie? What are the elements that would make up a great action movie?
Well, I think there are probably two camps there. You know, I think there are the people that are really interested in technology and want to see how far we can take it, and put a lot of maybe rely too much on the visual spectacle. And I think for myself, I think I've become so inured to all of it. I feel like I've seen. I feel like we've kind of hit a plateau in terms of what we can see on screen. I think really at the end of the day, what carries a film is the story and the characters, because you can have any amount of explosions and great action sequences that last forever, but if you don't have people that you care about, it just becomes I feel like a series of, just a series of really beautiful images. And that's what JJ has done so well, I think, with Star Trek, is that he realizes the importance of the visual spectacle, but his real passion, his real strength, ultimately is the story and creating an emotional world that you as the audience can dive into, so that when the proverbial, stuff hits the fan, you are invested in it. You care about these people, and I think that ultimately we've been doing that since, the caveman days. You just want to hear a good story that wraps you up.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Chris.